Yo, this Real Talk E. Welcome to the locker room where we talk nothing but basketball. Now, I apologize for the way I look. I apologize for my beard, my mustache. I know I look crazy right now. But we have to talk about the Knicks game yesterday. I personally thought this game was going to be way better than it ended up being. I thought it was going to be a lot closer. Why? I don't know. Maybe because the emotions. Maybe because Anthony Edwards. Maybe because I just thought it would just be more competitive, honestly. That's not what happened. We get into the game, first quarter. Honestly, I didn't really watch too much of the first quarter. I missed a lot of it. But we get to the second quarter, and this is when I really tuned in. It was over. It was done. It was done in the first half. Beginning of the second quarter was over. Mikal Bridges went off. It looked like he couldn't miss. Karl Anthony Towns performed. He went crazy like we expected. Timberwolves looked dismantled. They looked terrible. I don't know what was going on yesterday. I was about to curse. But I don't know what was going on yesterday. I don't know what happened to them. There was no defense. And the crazy thing is that these two teams are opposites. Usually the Timberwolves are the defensive team trying to find their offense, and the Knicks are the offensive team trying to find their defense. Which is kind of shocking because they have Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and a whole bunch of other guys that can play defense. But I'm sitting there and I'm watching the game, and the Timberwolves have no defense. They have no offense. And it's just like, where did everything go? Where is all of this, Timberwolves hype at? Where did everything go? Was Cat really the main guy on this team? I mean, we know for a while everything revolved around him, but they try to make it seem like Anthony Edwards was the number one guy, and he could be the number one guy. And I think moving forward, he will be a great number one option for this team. But why did they look so dismantled? I mean, this whole year, they kind of been looking cool. They play great defense against mid offensive teams, and then they get to like the great offensive teams, and their defense is like non-existent. Like yesterday, they had no defense at the 3-point shot. The Knicks hit 17 threes, I believe, against them. I mean, I didn't watch most of the fourth quarter. After like the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter, I clicked off. I didn't want to watch that shit no more, bro. They had both teams empty out their bench. It was terrible. I thought it would be a lot more competitive. I thought it would be a lot more exciting. It wasn't. It wasn't. And then Jalen Brunson put up 14 points, great assists. I'm not gonna lie, the Knicks look very, very good in terms of like playmaking and looking out for each other and actually trying to move from a good shot to a great shot, because yesterday they were clicking on all cylinders. Like Karl Anthony Towns had 32 points, he had 20 boards, and he almost had a triple double. I believe he had 6 assists, if I'm not missing, 6 or 8 assists. Like he would have had a triple double on his first time back to Minnesota. Bridges, I can't say enough about Bridges. Like yesterday, oh my god, bro. Like I realized how much I miss Bridges playing for the Suns. And maybe, and I hope the Knicks are going to be his home and he won't be traded anymore and he won't have to move around so much, because Bridges is a great player. And honestly, he doesn't deserve to be moved around from team to team to team, because Bridges can help every team. And he's great at what he does. He's not bad. He's not terrible. He's not mediocre. He's actually nice. And he's great on both sides of the court. Like, he's not Paul George. He's not Kawhi. But he's fantastic. And I would love for Bridges to find a home and build. And I want to see him compete in the playoffs again. Like, yesterday really showed me how much I miss Bridges, and reminded me how valuable Mikal Bridges is to every team. Like for the season, he averages 17 points. Yesterday, he put up, I believe it was 27 or 29. He was clicking. Like, he was hot. 3 after 3 after 3, got to the paint, got to the basket, all types of shit. He was making all types of shots. Like, he looked like a 3-level scorer. And we've seen this before, but with the Knicks, I feel like yesterday was his best game. He was also playmaking. He was playing defense. I mean, Bridges was doing everything he was supposed to do. The Knicks looked great yesterday. And another reason why they looked so good is because Jalen Brunson, I mean, from my opinion, from what I seen, and maybe I missed some things, maybe I'm forgetting some things, I don't know, but it didn't look like he was forcing shots anymore. It looked like he was actually sitting there and making great plays. It didn't look like he was just chucking up shots like how he used to. His efficiency, went up this whole year. But yesterday, like everything just looked so great and so smooth for the Knicks. Nothing looked forced. And that's exactly how it should be. And in terms of Karl Anthony Towns, the fact that he could put up 32 points, Mikal Bridges could get up and help him, and Jalen Brunson's not forcing nothing. The rest of the team is doing what they're supposed to do. This Knicks team looks amazing. It looks great. And honestly, like when we dive into like the emotional part of things, there was no better script Karl Anthony Towns could have asked for. There was nothing better than what happened. I mean, they blew the Timberwolves out of the water. They competed in the third quarter because they were looking for some type of spark, but there was no spark. Like, it was done. And they played great defense on Anthony Edwards. Rudy Gobert, non-existent, like usual. Like, nothing for the Timberwolves was looking good yesterday. Dante, I can never say his last name, DiVincenzo, he yesterday was not playing great. Offensively, wasn't there. It was an off night. But it happens, especially when your main guy is not playing great, especially when your starting lineup is not playing great. It's really hard for a role player like Dante to, perform and go crazy, because it's like, who's gonna create the open shots for you? Nobody. Then we get to the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies. Another game that I thought was going to be great. Another game that I thought was going to be fantastic. Another game that I thought was going to be close, and it wasn't. It wasn't close at all. The Warriors lost by 51 points. 51 points. I was literally talking the other day about how I don't think we've seen a team lose or go down by 30 points in a game this season so far. And the Warriors outdid themselves. 51 to the Memphis Grizzlies, where Ja Morant, I think, had like 9 and 14 points. How the hell do you lose by 51? Well, how do you even allow 144 points? I know Draymond picked up a couple of fouls in the first half. I know he had to sit out most of the first half. I know he came out in the second half and it was pretty much over. Steph Curry had like 2 points. I don't even know how the fuck that happened. How do you let Steph Curry only have 2 points? If there was a definition of stopping a player, it's that right there. I think in the first half of the game, Steph Curry was like 0-4. I was like, what is going on? What is happening? Draymond Green had a quadruple donut. That was insane. That was terrible. I don't know how the hell he did that. Not one assist, not one rebound, not 1 point, not one steal, not one block. I was like, yo, how do you have a whole half a dozen donuts for a stat line? How is that even possible? That shit caught me off guard. And I'm not even trying to make fun of Draymond, because honestly, I like the way Draymond's been playing this year. He looks better than before. I haven't been hearing too much about his antics and him hacking the shit out of people. I haven't heard anything about him hurting nobody. I haven't heard anything about him crashing out, about him doing anything stupid. I haven't seen any of that when I was watching. Maybe I'm missing some things, but I haven't seen too many technicals. And y'all know the one thing I hate about the Warriors is the technicals. The technical fouls. I hate that shit when it comes to the Warriors, because there's no need for that. And to be honest with you, the way they lost is because the Grizzlies were just better. Their threes were falling. They were getting to the basket. They were playing defense. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Grizzlies are a top 10 defensive team and a top 10 offensive team in the league this year. So it was like they played their game, and the Warriors couldn't do anything about it. Jaren Jackson Jr. went crazy defensively and offensively. I mean, he's grown a lot, especially like from when I first started doing YouTube videos. He's grown a lot. I've seen his game develop so much. He looked great out there, especially on the game where John Morant couldn't do much. He did a lot. He looked great. The entire Grizzlies team as a whole looked amazing yesterday. They did this as a group effort. I believe they had like 7 guys in double digits minus John Morant. So that's pretty much almost everybody that touched the court, especially if it wasn't a blowout. Because I'm not considering everybody that played garbage time, but from everybody that didn't play garbage time and actually played minutes that mattered, which I don't know how many of those actually mattered, because the Grizzlies went up in the first quarter and just never looked back. First it was like 12, then 20, then 15, then 15, then 30, then I clicked off. I didn't watch the fourth quarter. I was like, what the hell am I even watching? Steph Curry should be sitting his ass down by now. Draymond Green should have never came back. And I don't know why the reason that Draymond Green picked up 3 fouls in the first half and he couldn't play the first half, the defense went to shit. How? I don't know. Why is that a thing? I don't know. It's like, does the defense revolve around Draymond Green? And maybe it does to a certain extent, but everybody still has to hold their own weight. Where is your pride? Where is your competitive spirit? Where is that shit? Why are you sitting there and just because Draymond is out, everything just falls apart? I mean, we understand how important he is to the Warriors. We know that. We've all been aware of that, and that's why we hate when he's picking up stupid fouls and technical fouls and shit. But yesterday was one of those games where he had an off game, and I'm not gonna lie to you, this year it looks like Draymond Green's been playing great, and he hasn't had too many of these games. So why does it that because he is out for one half, everything falls apart? And not like falls apart where Steph Curry can keep them in the game or they can keep themselves in the game. No, like it just fell completely apart. Like it was terrible. It was horrendous. It was ugly to watch. And then the one game that I thought like I shouldn't watch, which was the Lakers and Kings, turned out to be a great game. Now I'm not gonna sit here and talk about it because I don't actually know what the fuck happened. Because I was too busy watching these other whack ass games. And I really hope that next time our predictions are way better. I don't know what I expected, honestly. It was a letdown. Yesterday was one of the worst game selections I clicked on and chose to watch. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for coming out to the locker room. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And safety.